Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 336, Firefox. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
This was not the in-depth docudrama about the internet browser that I thought it'd be.
That was disappointing. Yeah.
I was hoping for something along the lines of BlackBerry and Air.
They never even said the word Mozilla in this movie.
Not once.
It was disappointing.
Not even a very close mozzarella.
No. Oh, mozzarella cheese sticks. I might be a little hungry.
I'm a little hungry myself. I did spend an inordinate amount of time watching this, thinking about maybe I can order a pizza after this.
I bet you could. You'll be up for a while.
Yeah, I will be, but
Yeah.
pizza place is closed.
That's true, but, we'll be done by probably 11 or so.
Yeah.
Before 11, I would hope. Jeez.
Yeah, Casanos might be open.
Yeah.
But it's Casanos.
I like Casanos every now and then.
Yeah.
I sense that you do not.
It's fine.
Yeah.
When I first moved in here, it's literally the only place around here.
Right.
Especially the only one that delivers. It took almost like 2 years for there to be like DoorDash options.
Yeah.
For this area. And so I kind of overdid it on Casanos.
That's fair. Firefox.
Firefox.
A movie that has nothing to do with pizza.
Nope. Nor internet browsers.
Nope. Or foxes.
Not really. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
There is some fire.
There is some fire, definitely. Yeah. But I love a fox. Foxes are so cute.
Yeah.
I remember watching Grizzly Man, and it's a tragic story, and that guy was an idiot.
Yeah.
But there's some really cute footage of him playing with foxes.
All right.
And the foxes are real cute. Don't play with wild animals, humans. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
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 I mean, honestly, barely play with your domesticated animals.
Oh, come on. Hold on now. Maybe you're a domesticated animal.
I have a lot of scars.
Yes. Don't we all? Oh, you mean physical scars. Okay.
No, yeah, both. And some from him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I was trying to think of what other Clint Eastwood movies I have seen.
All right.
I know I have seen $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
Which I really liked for about 3/4 of, and then hated.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I'd feel differently about it now.
I've never seen it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a movie that he did. I don't know if he's a Secret Service agent or what it is.
In the Line of Fire?
I have seen that one, but I was thinking of a movie called Absolute Power.
Okay. That is, he is in that.
Yeah.
That is, he's a thief.
Oh, he's a thief who witnesses something.
Yes.
That's what it is.
He witnesses the president kill somebody.
Right.
A sex worker.
Yeah. Yeah. No, In the Line of Fire is awesome.
Yes, it is.
My first Malkovich.
I think a lot of people's.
Yeah. Definitely my first Rene Russo.
Yeah.
My first Joshua Molina, which is exciting to me and maybe me alone.
You're a big Molina head.
I am. I'm a Molinerd. I think that's what his fans are called.
Okay.
If not, that's what they should be called.
Yeah, I would do some research and then spearhead that that movement.
And then, I don't know if I've seen... I feel like maybe I tried to watch Dirty Harry at one point.
Okay.
And just... I don't remember anything about it if I did.
Due to the Zodiac connection?
Well, see, I would like to watch it again, knowing and having that in mind that there is a Zodiac connection, because I'm sure at the time I watched it, it was in college probably.
Okay.
And Zodiac wasn't out yet, so I didn't know that there was a connection to Zodiac. I was not fully obsessed with it. This is one of few, given his extensive filmography, Clint Eastwood movies that I've seen.
All right.
Oh, and A Perfect World. I think he did that one too, right? With Kevin Costner. And I think him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's definitely a movie title.
Yeah. It's like, I think Kevin Costner is a criminal, and he, like, kidnaps a kid, and then, like, it's about him and the kid running from the police, and he, like, gets closer to the kid, and the kid gets closer to him and starts to think he's his dad.
All right.
And then I think Clint Eastwood is the cop chasing him.
Okay.
That's my
fuzzy
25 year removed recollection of that movie.
All right.
But that used to be on HBO all the time. I remember that growing up.
Yeah, I've not seen that one either. I have seen at least 2 Dirty Harry movies.
Okay.
The first one and the Deadpool.
Okay.
Which is the last one.
Gotcha.
Which features Jim Carrey and Liam Neeson.
What?
In very early roles.
Amazing. Love to hear that.
Also, I believe my first exposure to Guns N' Roses.
Okay, sure. All right.
Because Jim Carrey does a music video for Welcome to the Jungle.
Nice.
As an Axl Rose type frontman.
Wow. All right. I guess I do need to watch the Dirty Harry movies.
I've seen Absolute Power and In the Line of Fire. I feel like there's a movie he did with I think it was Charlie Sheen called The Rookie.
Okay.
Where it's a rookie cop teamed up with a hazard grizzled veteran.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Any of his westerns?
I have seen at least one, and I could not tell you the name of it.
Okay.
Spoiler, he was a ghost at the end.
Oh, wow. Wow. What?
He's...
Is it the 6-shooter sense?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like this sort of man with no name type person, comes into a town and starts sort of enacting very clever and exact vengeance upon like the local criminal element.
Okay.
And it's sort of revealed that they were responsible for like the deaths of his family or something like that.
Okay.
But then it's also revealed that he's dead the whole time.
So he's kind of the Spectre?
Kinda.
That's what it sounds like? That's kind of cool. All right.
It was good.
Yeah.
For $1 million, I could not tell you the name of it. Oh, I have seen The Unforgiven as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But it has been like 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a whole spate of like early 90s westerns that I sort of just mix all up in my head.
Sure.
Like that because that's a western too, right?
Yes.
And Tombstone.
Yep.
The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
The Young Guns movies.
I mean, I think like 4 of those all have Gene Hackman in them, so it's easily forgivable.
It was weird. There was a real glut of westerns in the early 90s, and then just nothing for a while.
Yep. It's a dying genre.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I enjoy a western. We've discussed this before.
We've talked about westerns.
Yeah.
Recently, I feel like.
Yeah. Not that long ago, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I've never seen like Any Which Way But Loose or his comedies per se or
Is Any Which Way But Loose the one with the monkey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe there's a sequel, or at least an unrelated, similarly conceptual movie.
Okay.
With him and another monkey.
Sure.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I have, of course, seen his most famous performance, talking to an empty chair.
Well, sure.
At the Republican National Convention. Is Clint Eastwood a good actor?
This movie would say no.
Yes, it would. It really would. And, I mean, you can't blame the director, because he is the director here.
Yeah. I wonder if it's one of those like Kenneth Branagh type things where you shouldn't cast your favorite actor in the role if you're directing the movie.
That's true. It's a good point. Yeah. I will say one thing that this movie has in common with him talking to an empty chair at the Republican National Convention. It's a lot of Clint Eastwood talking to himself.
There is quite a bit of that.
It's very strange.
Yeah. There's also a lot of not talking throughout the movie, too.
There is, yeah.
And also, this movie doesn't end.
No, it just goes and goes and goes.
I thought it was going to end like 5 different times, but
yeah.
I think it went on for another full hour.
Yeah, at one point I looked up how long the movie was, and I saw 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And I gasped. Like, maybe not audibly, but in my head I was like, are you kidding me?
I did not know that when I picked this.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a tight, hour 40, something like that.
It seems like that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are some really effective parts in this movie.
Yeah.
And also, I suspected, I didn't know for sure until the credits rolled, but I suspected that maybe this was probably based on a novel of some sort.
Yeah.
But like the first half, maybe more than half, I don't know. Because again, once he gets into the titular airplane, the movie just keeps on going. Way more than it should. But everything leading up to that, like the whole sort of spy aspect of it, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw of it, because I will admit I dozed.
I did too.
For maybe 20-25 minutes, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I was in and out until he is hiding in the bathroom from the KGB, and then he fights and kills the KGB agent in the bathroom.
We both must have at the same time then.
Yeah,
because it seemed like there were just a lot of quiet parts leading up to him getting to Russia.
Yes, exactly.
That just went on way too long.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a full scene where they're just, and I don't mean this in a sexual way, they're literally grooming him.
Right. Yeah.
Which just felt unnecessary.
Yeah, they're putting a fake mustache on him and making him look like somebody else.
Right.
Then he immediately takes the fake mustache off.
Right. But he also started the movie with a beard.
Right.
Just shave off the rest of it. I don't know.
I will say this movie starts immediately.
Yeah.
Like right away. Like 30 seconds in, we are PTSD flashback on this guy having just the worst time in Vietnam.
Yeah. He's an American fighter pilot. He gets shot down or something.
Yeah.
He gets captured by the Viet Cong, and then witnesses a whole town get napalmed.
Basically,
including a little girl.
Yeah.
Who we see repeatedly.
Yeah.
In his nightmares.
Throughout the course of the movie.
Yes.
He's just having a bad time.
He is, yeah. So he starts out the movie retired and living in Alaska, and then just a helicopter starts chasing him.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yep. And then he just freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, because at this point, I mean, we see him running. So the movie starts, and we see him running. There's no dialogue. We see him running in Alaska, and then a helicopter comes, and he starts, it seems like, running away from the helicopter.
Yeah. So
we have zero context for what he's been through at this point, what his relationship is with the helicopter. So it's a strange sequence.
It is. In a way, I almost feel like he wanted this to be his Rambo.
Yeah. Okay. When did First Blood come out?
I want to say 80, 81.
Okay. So this is 82, so I can see that.
Yeah. But you know, there's a lot of stuff in that movie that deals with, you know, John Rambo having PTSD and just dealing with the after effects of coming out of Vietnam.
I did not know that. I've actually never seen any of the Rambo movies. Just the cartoon.
Oh, all right. Well, I can highly recommend the cartoon for sure.
Yeah, I definitely had a John Rambo figure when I was a kid.
That's
I don't know
amazing.
why. What were my parents thinking?
Man, you know, those were the days when, you know, they could turn a rated R franchise into just kids' cartoons with toys.
Very true.
Let's bring those days back.
Yes. When is the Malignant animated series coming out? I would love it. The Adventures of Gabriel.
Yeah. A Megan animated series.
Hell yeah. Man, there would be so many different variations of the Megan action figure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised there aren't Megan dolls yet.
Me too. I'm sure when the sequel comes out.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, you know what? I like all the Rambo sequels.
Yeah.
They get increasingly stupider and more propagandist as they go on.
Yeah.
But that first one, it's a solid classic.
Okay.
Like artfully done. It's an action movie, but there's a message and a purpose, and it's good.
Okay.
Like, legitimately good. From that point on, you could miss the rest of them.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. If you hate fun.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Which I famously
and
do.
America.
I definitely do that. Be real.
Speaking of, this movie fucking loves America.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking, like, the highest Cold War propaganda right here.
Yup.
Yeah.
You know what? It made me a little nostalgic for movies from this era.
It is very simple, like, it's almost like a World War II movie.
Yeah.
Like, just the Soviets are pure evil. But also bumbling idiots. Which is really fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can totally see that.
And then, of course, there's the good Russians that show up, too.
Right.
Believe they all wind up dead.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the only survivors here are Americans or Brits.
Yep.
I assume that Admiral Piet died. He just disappears at some point.
Yeah, that's also...
That was nice to see a familiar face.
Sure. Yeah, he's sort of built up to be sort of the main villain of the movie, and then in the last 4 hours of it, just written off completely.
Right. Well, Vader force choked him and promoted a new person. That's just how that works. He knew what he signed up for.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie also feels a lot like Clint Eastwood saw Star Wars.
Yeah.
And said, I could do this. But real.
Right. Oh boy. The plane flying effects reminded me a lot of Superman as well.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of moving through the sky footage that's reused.
Yeah, I felt... when did Superman 3 come out?
1983, so a year after this.
Okay, I felt like We get a couple of POV shots of missiles.
Yes.
I felt like that came out from that movie.
I can see that. I mean, there were missiles in the first Superman. So.
Yeah, there are. So,
yeah, that's what I thought of.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some real bad special effects.
But I mean, I did believe a plane could fly, so it's actually I feel like that plane, that spy plane or what the MiG.
Yeah,
it didn't seem like it could fly. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it just does not look like it could actually get off the ground.
It does not necessarily seem aerodynamic.
Yeah.
It's a science fiction plane.
Right. It is, yeah. It's thought-controlled weapons.
Yeah. Which, by thought control, they mostly apparently mean voice control.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's how he thinks. He can't think in Russian unless he says it out loud first.
Okay, yeah.
Because I noticed the other guy, the other pilot, he didn't say anything when he fired his weapons.
He did once.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trying to defend this movie.
That's fine. There's also a real problem with the language thing in this movie.
Yeah.
So, there are times where it is revealed earlier. Because again, like you said, like the first 10 minutes of this movie is packed.
Yeah.
Like that is just an info dump.
Yeah.
And I am thinking, okay, we are just getting into this.
That's why I thought it was going to be like 90 minutes.
Right.
Because it's fast paced. And we are just getting into it, and then it comes to a screeching halt.
Yep.
And I fell asleep.
Same. But during that first 10 minutes, there's the Russians have built a plane.
Yes.
That the weapons can be controlled by thought.
Right.
And I guess like a conglomeration of the United States and Britain want to steal it?
I think it's NATO.
Okay.
I think is what they...
NATO in general.
I think they identified themselves as NATO at one point.
Alright. And so Clint Eastwood is the only man that can do it.
Right.
Because he is roughly the same size as the Russian pilots, and he knows how to speak Russian.
Right. Yeah, those are the criteria.
Yep. Never mind the fact that he is a shell-shocked...
recluse.
Right.
That's fine.
Yep.
He's the best there is.
He is. Okay.
At what he does.
The early scenes where he is in Alaska and he's fully bearded, I was like, man, he could have been Wolverine at one point in time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Most definitely.
Just totally giving off Wolverine vibes.
Yeah.
And makes me sad in a way that we never got that.
Yeah.
But, it all worked out fine. I mean, he probably would have been terrible.
Probably. Though I would have enjoyed hearing him say bub.
Sure. And so then, yes, when he says he is the best there is, then that's immediately what I thought of as well. So then it becomes like this very slow-moving, very tense sort of spy thriller where he just is making his way through Russia to get to this plane. And once he... Yeah, the scene in the bathroom when he kills the KGB agent, that's sort of when everything kind of picks up.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it's pretty dull.
Yeah, because like he sneaks into the country in the identity of this one person.
Sprague the Whisperer.
Sprague the Whisperer, thank you. Spraggy baby.
Yep.
And
a heroin smuggler.
And then meets the real Sprague.
Yep.
Who
is not cloaked.
Not cloaked at all, no. Doesn't whisper, he speaks at a full volume.
Yep.
And then, like, his pals just murder Sprague?
Yep.
Bludgeon him to death?
Yep.
What? Sprague seemed to be cooperating.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Me neither. Well, they needed his dead body as a decoy,
I
because
guess.
somehow the Russians were also, like, kind of a step ahead of them, too?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, again, I slept through part of it.
Yeah.
So there may have been vital information that I missed.
I feel like I woke up every time somebody actually spoke during that,
Yeah.
you know, that period of time. And it didn't happen much.
No, it did not. Nar. Nar. I don't know why that came out that way.
It's because of your Clint Eastwood putting on a Russian accent.
Yeah, oh, you mean not at all?
Yes.
Not even trying?
So that's kind of the point I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So when he is in Russia, is he speaking Russian the entire time that he is there?
I don't think so. I think he's speaking English.
It's just his regular old American English.
I mean, it's... Okay, so...
Because there are numerous times where he is pretending to be Russian.
Yes. But he's speaking just plain English.
Yes.
As Clint Eastwood.
Right. Is this a Valkyrie situation?
Maybe? It could be. Because otherwise, yeah, that would draw Admiral Piet's suspicion, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we do hear him speak Russian at one point.
Right.
And it is ridiculous. Like, if he's supposed to be fluent in Russian, not so much.
Nope.
So yeah, maybe it is, you know, we're just supposed to assume from that point forward, like, there really should have been an editor's note. That, you know, from this point forward, everyone is speaking Russision.
Right. There's some sort of cinematic trick, like in the 13th Warrior. They do that pretty spectacularly.
Oh, dude, I've never seen that.
Yeah, there's a scene. It's you know, Antonio Banderas is like a foreign warrior who gets basically sort of shanghaied by Vikings.
Okay.
But he's like from whatever land he's from, and they're all Norwegian, and basically just over. Like there's a montage where he's just hanging out with these Vikings all speaking Norwegian, and it's all gibberish to him. But then every once in a while, like, he can start understanding certain words until finally everybody is speaking English.
Oh, interesting.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part of that movie.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
It's actually not a bad movie.
Did we just watch something with Antonio Banderas in it?
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yes,
Yes.
we did not watch that together.
We did not, but I knew I had seen him in something recently and been
Yes.
like, hey!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, just Clint Eastwood, just minimal effort.
Yeah, basically. Oh man, I love his PTSD acting, which is just like twitching and like gritting his teeth more than usual. Oh, it's rough.
It's not great.
It's not great treatment of a serious condition.
Well, you know, back 40 years ago, they didn't know any better.
That's true. That's true.
And in his mind, they're just crazy. They just need to get over it.
That's also true.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
Which I feel is basically like his character arc in this.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk it off.
Yeah, I mean, there's no resolution to his PTSD, really. I guess he sort of has a freak out
In the plane.
As it's like spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
And then he manages to get through it. So maybe that we're supposed to take as, you know, he's conquered his trauma.
Right.
But no, that's not how that works.
Usually not.
Yeah.
It's usually years of therapy, and yeah.
Which I guess is not as exciting a movie.
Not really. Yeah. We've both been through therapy. It's not super cinematic.
It's not, no. But they did make 2 movies about a mobster going to therapy, if I recall correctly, so maybe it could be really cinematic.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah. I've never seen either of those. Maybe I'll pick those for this podcast.
I've seen the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any good?
I'd watch it again.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah, Firefox.
Firefox.
I enjoyed watching this.
Yeah, it's once he gets in the plane and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
That's really where it lost me.
Yeah.
Like up until that point, I was like, this is. It feels like a taut suspense thriller.
Yeah.
And then it just goes super American propaganda gung ho.
Yeah.
With bad special effects, and I could just care less at that point.
Yeah. There's also a lot of time spent with the Soviets.
Yeah. The entirely different cast of Soviets.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they're the guys in the cars that pulled up.
Yeah.
As he was taking off in the plane.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like them just trying to figure out what his plan is, which we already know what his plan is.
Right.
So that's kind of dull. Maybe for American audiences in 1982, seeing the Soviets just get things wrong was really exciting and really patriotic.
Right.
But 40 years later, it's just kind of dull.
Yeah.
It's like there were parts of it that almost reminded me of the death of Stalin. If it had been, I almost would have liked it more if it had been more exaggerated and more comedic like that.
They're blundering, but it's not amusing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's frustrating and sad.
Yeah. It's very sweaty.
Yeah.
I don't need to see these guys just argue.
Right.
Yeah, if it had been super over the top, okay, sure, all right, yeah, I'm on board.
I also don't care about any of these characters because they were not in the first half of the movie.
Right. But at the same time, I also don't care about Clint Eastwood's character
That's
either.
also very true.
He is a non-entity throughout this movie.
I care about the plane. That plane that can't fly.
Yep. And its ugly cousin.
Right. The reverse Mig. As soon as they said there were two of them, I was like, those two planes are going to fight.
Yep. As soon as Clint Eastwood decided not to kill the pilot, I was like, oh, that's going to come back and bite him.
Definitely.
And it did.
That's why you don't show any mercy.
Exactly.
America. Really, though? I mean...
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. And Clint Eastwood had to learn that lesson.
It's true. He did. He did the hard way.
Yep. Now he'll be a ruthless killing machine.
Right.
Because he's gotten over his trauma.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And now he knows to kill.
And he's got a taste for blood again.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. No little girls were harmed in the making of this movie.
That we know of.
One of two female characters in this movie is the little girl. The other one is the wife of the dissident.
Yeah, you're right. There's only two.
Yeah. There was also one person of color that I saw.
Yep, on the Arctic...
on the sub.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And John Ratzenberger.
Right. That's true. There are an equal number of people of color as there are John Ratzenbergers in this movie.
Yep.
And the women to John Ratzenberger ratio is 2 to 1.
Which is the way it should be.
Right. That's weird. Alright.
So do you think Clint Eastwood and John Ratzenberger had conversations, on the set of just, even back then about, let's just say how Reagan is the greatest and...
Is Ratzenberger
he's
big conservative?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
It really is.
Oh, Cliff.
Yeah. But yeah,
probably then.
Yeah. Because you mentioned I didn't recognize the guy as Admiral Piet.
Yes.
And then Like, I swear I thought I saw somebody who looked like John Ratzenberger earlier, and I didn't say anything, because I was like, oh, that couldn't have been him.
Yeah.
But then when you saw Admiral Piet, I was like, oh, maybe that was him then.
Yeah.
Because, if they filmed this like in England in the early 80s, I know he was living there, and just by being an American in London, he got a lot of work.
Yeah.
Which is why he is in Star Wars, and he's in Superman.
Yeah.
And also apparently this.
Right.
And then, you said one of the Russian scientists was taught from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Which I did not recognize him because his face was not melting.
Yeah, right. I heard his voice, because he's the guy that picks up Clint Eastwood after Clint Eastwood jumps out of the car.
Yeah.
And I didn't see his face, but I heard his voice. I was
Okay.
like, I'm pretty sure that's
why you started laughing.
Yeah.
I just thought you started laughing because it's a ridiculous voice.
No, it is a little bit. I feel like he's doing a voice. He's doing like a weird Russian, but he still sounds like a Nazi.
Yeah.
Or whatever his real voice sounds like.
Sure. So I just figured, this must have been like filmed in Pinewood Studios.
Yeah.
All those movies were too. And,
Yeah.
apparently not. So.
Okay.
But I guess they all gathered from the same pool.
The Deadpool?
Ooh.
What?
And then there's even a scene where the two, the good and the evil plane fight each other in a canyon, and just really evokes the Death Star.
Yeah. Or the pod race, even.
Right?
From episode 1.
Which came out much later.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I know it's the prequel to Star Wars, but chronologically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Making sure you know.
It all happened before this, because it happened a long time ago.
Oh, okay, that is also
Yeah.
fair.
Oh, boy.
And even the evil plane guy is wearing orange.
Right.
With a white helmet.
Yeah, like an X-Wing pilot.
Right.
Crazy.
Which would make Clint Eastwood part of the Empire.
When he comes out in that black jumpsuit and the full face helmet,
Yeah.
I thought he did look like I only know what they are specifically called because of the action figures. I thought he looked like the Death Star gunner from the Death Star, like the guys that man the giant cannon.
Right.
So yeah, no. Well, I mean, he's also in disguise as a Soviet,
as an evil Russian. Sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Russian guy stole
An American suit?
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not good. But I did enjoy watching this movie.
Yeah, it just... I mean, we say this so much, but if it was just shorter...
Yeah.
And mostly just that ending.
Yeah.
If they just truncated that, we didn't need to see his entire goddamn flight path.
Right. Yeah.
We can put things together. He's running out of fuel. There's an evil Russian on his tail. We got it.
I mean, it really is too, like, we see the whole flight path, and then we see the Soviet generals or whatever
Right.
following his flight path
Yeah.
and trying to guess what he's going to do next. I don't think any of that was necessary.
Not a bit. And then, once he kills the evil Russian counterpart, movie ends.
It is literally over.
Yep.
He's like, I'm headed home. Roll credits.
Literally that
Yeah. Produced and directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
And I laughed out loud. Amazing. They really don't make them like they used
They
to.
really do not. I do love the audacity of a movie that can just end.
Uh-huh. Oh boy.
Bad guy dies, done.
I mean, it should have just ended 30 minutes earlier.
Yeah. If not more.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't know. It's if you're into just pro-American, anti-Russian propaganda, and you love Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, watch this movie.
I mean, at this point, I could see one of those. Maybe not both of them.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right.
I'm glad that I have watched this.
I was going to say, we watched this because it came with a multi-pack that you bought, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. The other movies were Absolute Power, which previously mentioned.
Nice.
And two of the Dirty Harry movies.
Okay.
I believe Sudden Impact and Magnum Force.
Okay.
Yeah. Or no, Sudden Impact and The Enforcer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there 5 of those Dirty
There
Harry
are
movies?
5.
Holy shit.
Yes. Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, Sudden Impact, The Enforcer, and The Deadpool.
Wow. Amazing. All right. How many of those are canon films?
I don't think.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Death Wish.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Which I believe most of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. How's your week been? What's making you happy?
I went on a vacation and it was kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know, I saw a concert last week.
Yeah.
It was my first concert since 2019, but my first rock show, because the concert I saw was not whatever I would consider to be a rock show.
Okay.
But my first rock show since 2006.
Oh wow.
And it was fucking great.
Yeah, who'd you see?
I saw the bands Mastodon and Gojira are on tour with the Mega Monsters tour.
Nice.
With opening band Lorna Shore.
Okay.
Who were, I guess, fine.
Yeah.
It's real hard to judge a band you've never heard of when they're opening live for two bands you'd rather see.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah.
Unless they're super good.
Right.
It's really hard to judge.
Yeah. My girlfriend enjoyed the singer.
Yeah.
Because he was doing crazy fucking things with his voice.
Okay.
But it's death metal, so it's all growling and screaming and stuff like that. Yeah. It's also not their fault, but also hard to enjoy live music when it's still daylight out.
Yeah.
Yeah. and,
Was it outdoors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was an outdoor pavilion in Newport, Kentucky.
Oh, nice.
The Megacore Pavilion.
Okay.
Right.
That sounds evil.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like an evil corporation.
It really does. But yeah, then Gojira played, and it rained, which was not as much of a bummer as I thought it would be.
That's good.
It didn't rain long, it didn't rain too hard, but it did rain. They're a French band.
Okay.
They a lot of their songs basically promote environmentalism and saving the world and just basically how humanity is destroying nature.
Yeah.
Which I found really ironic because they just kept exploding things into the air.
That's excellent.
Well, lots of fireballs and just a confetti cannon. just smoke machines just shooting out into the crowd. It's I hope these are all environmentally sound.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Amazing.
And then Mastodon closed the set, and they were also excellent. And did not really play any of their. I mean, they don't really have hits per se. But,
Yeah.
They did not do a greatest hits type set.
Gotcha.
But it was still really good.
Nice.
At one point, it baffled me, and I kind of didn't know what was happening until it was happening. But a 12-foot monster walked out during the middle of the song, 3/4 through their show.
Okay.
And just kind of stood around and did a little shaky dance. And he had his back towards where I was sitting, because I was kind of off to the side in the handicap section.
Yeah.
And then I guess he realized that there were probably people like that couldn't see him. So he turned around and he did a little shaky dance for those people and then just walked off.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. Like I had seen 30 years ago White Zombie at the Hare Arena to just really cement how old I am.
Right.
And they had like giant robots and monsters coming out on the set, on the stage. But they were like throughout the show.
Yeah.
Not just once almost towards the end for like a minute max.
Is that person supposed to be there?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've seen pictures online. Apparently it's there at most of the shows.
Okay. Just comes out and hangs around?
I guess so, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but only for like a minute.
Sure.
I mean, I guess maybe the suit is real hard on whoever's in it.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe twice come out, you know?
Yeah. Early on and then maybe later.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Do some work to hype up the crowd a
Exactly,
little bit.
yeah.
What kind of mascot is this?
Not a great one.
Come on and do a flying somersault dunk? I mean, come on.
I mean, I don't think it was physically possible for it to do that.
Well, fine.
Yeah. Because it was real tall.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess that's probably what made me the happiest this past week.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah. What about you, sir?
I went to a toy show this past weekend.
Okay.
I went to PowerCon in Columbus.
Okay.
And I think it started and is still sort of primarily a Masters of the Universe toy show.
All right.
But you know, there's vendors selling whatever. And there were actually like toy companies exhibiting, like Super 7 was there, and McFarlane was actually there. They were just selling stuff.
Todd himself?
Todd was not there. No. Todd Toys. No, just McFarlane Toys. Some randos were there. Mego was there. And then just a few other smaller toy companies. And so I got to look at long toys and spend too much money, and the highlight of it for me was seeing the Long Box Heroes figure prototypes.
Okay. Those still haven't come out?
They have not come out yet. No, it's just a supply chain, factory, licensor approval, all that stuff.
Okay, it just feels like it's been a while.
It was over a year ago that they first announced them. Yeah. The Rocketeer Wave is about to come out within the next couple months, I think.
Nice.
And then the others will follow before the end of the year.
Awesome.
I'm real excited about those. They're Superpowers scale action figures of like indie comics characters.
Yeah.
And I talked to the guy, the person who was at the table for it's Fresh Monkey Fiction is the name of the company that's producing them. They also did a series called Amazing Heroes, which is like
it's very similar
Wars.
Line, right?
It's very similar like public domain and indie comics heroes, but in like a Secret Wars style.
Okay.
So they all have that sort of
stance.
Yeah. But I talked to him for a while and just talked to him about the series and what might come in another wave, and he told me some stuff. I don't know if I can say it, but it sounds pretty neat, so I'm pretty excited.
All right.
That was probably the highlight of the convention, was seeing those and just being at a toy show. I just like toys.
Toys are awesome. I did go to a toy store last weekend in Indianapolis, and it was just neat to look at them all.
Yeah.
And just all the things that I can't afford to buy, and that sometimes it's like, well, I can't even afford to look at this.
Right. Yeah, there was one vendor, the toy department actually, that's down in Fairfield.
Yeah.
They had a copy of the DC Comics style guide from the 80s for sale for $1,500.
You didn't get it?
I didn't get it, no.
Do you regret not getting it?
I really wanted it. That's so cool.
Maybe we can both take out loans and then share it.
There you go. Yeah. I remember when Barton Milhouse did that for Radioactive Man #1. That worked out really well for them.
Exactly, yeah. I foresee no problems.
Definitely.
Well, that's really awesome. I'm a little jealous.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
There's another toy show in Columbus in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I believe it's just the Columbus Toy and Comic Show that I probably will not go to because I spent too much money at this one.
What did you buy?
I bought 3 Secret Wars figures because I have decided to... I had a full set of Secret Wars figures when I was in high school, and I sold them all, and I'm dumb. I shouldn't have done that. So I've decided to recollect those now that they are much more expensive than they were.
It's usually
20
the best
years
time.
ago.
Yeah.
So fuck me. But yeah, I got Magneto and Dr. Doom and Dr. Octopus.
Nice. In package?
In package.
With
yeah.
the shield and all?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I got their sort of rough packages, but I want the comics off the back.
Right.
Because each package has like a 4-panel comic and bio card for each character.
I apparently just learned that the Kang figure was the first time he had appeared in like 10 years, 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually never read Secret Wars.
Okay.
So I might need to do that too.
Jason and I read it for Gutter Trash.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like a thing that I should read.
Probably.
As a student of superhero comics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. But yeah, no, somebody on Blue Sky posted like the backs of the Secret Wars figures.
Yeah.
And yeah, they said the Kang figure was, and the comic on the back was the first time he had appeared in a comic since like 1973.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
And now he is played by a canceled actor.
Oh. Yes, he is. Good. So I got those.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of just beater action figures for customizing.
Nice.
And then I also got just a handful, like 50-cent comics. And then there's another series of Superpowers style figures called Power Stars from Boss Fight Studios. The first wave is only 4 figures. It's Flash Gordon, Ming, the Phantom, and I forget who the 4th character is, but he's another Flash Gordon character. He's like a orange tiger-looking guy. Maybe.
I recall seeing these at one point. Yeah,
I think they have them at GameSwap. I feel like I've seen them there. But they just came out with basically a blank figure for customizing.
Oh wow!
And it's all gray. Comes with a white cape that you can dye, and then 5 different heads. So I bought a couple of those because I thought that'd be fun to mess around with.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm gonna make with them, but now I have them for when I decide to. So,
yeah.
I was pleased with my toy haul from that show.
That is awesome. Our friend Matt Brassfield and I were talking last week, and I was unaware of this, but apparently there's a seller on Etsy who 3D prints superpower type model figures.
Yes.
Customizable, but he does not paint them.
Right.
And because I found out that he has a Blue Beetle and a Booster Gold, and I was like, that would be great for my little family of blue and golds.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to paint. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I would fuck it up. And there are other sellers who do sell painted ones, but they are, like, he sells the unpainted for $20. The people who paint them sell them for like $200 to $300.
Right.
I do not want to pay that, even though I, as an artist myself, surely, yes, I know the work is intensive and worth it.
Yeah. I
cannot afford that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I left sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. So much respect to anybody who can paint figures and have it not look terrible.
Yeah, I've only recently gotten to that point. I've been customizing figures for like 20 years off and on.
Right.
I feel like I'm only within the last 5 years or so able to make figures that I'm actually sort of proud of how they look. So takes a long time to get good.
Yeah. I think I've told you, I don't know if I've talked about it on air, I customized a couple figures like back in like the mid-90s myself.
Oh, yeah?
Just very simple. They looked awful. But I basically turned a Captain America into a U.S. agent.
Okay.
Which a simple color scheme. It's the same figure essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked awful. I was not good.
I bought a cheap Toy Biz Spider-Man figure from the early like the series that I've been collecting.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I bet black costume Spider-Man would look cool.
Yeah.
In this scale, so I bought a cheap Spider-Man figure that I'm going to turn into black costume Spider-Man. That'll be super easy, I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah. If not, I'm doing something wrong.
Toys are fun.
Yeah. I like toys.
Toys are great.
Yeah. Would you like me to pick something for next week?
I
don't have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to just stop? Are we done? Did we reach the apex of our movie going experience with Firefox?
I mean, I don't know about the movie going experience, but I feel like this has been a pretty good episode.
I do think that too. It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we can do better.
Maybe.
So yeah, go ahead and pick up another movie.
Okay, fine. All right. So, a real long time ago, we watched a depressing movie called Grave of the Fireflies.
Sure.
And it was our first Studio Ghibli movie for each of us.
Yes.
And I've decided that I would like to watch another one.
Okay.
That I don't know if it will be less depressing or not. I cannot make that promise.
Okay.
I would like to watch My Neighbor Totoro.
Okay.
Which I know has a big fluffy monster-looking thing in it.
Yep, I have drawn that thing before for people. Otherwise, I don't know anything about it.
I don't really know anything about it either.
I at least knew going into Grave of the Fireflies that it was real depressing.
Right.
I've not heard the same about this movie.
Okay.
So, fingers crossed.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Excellent. All right.
And where is that streaming somewhere?
It's on the HBO Max.
Max.
It's on HBO Max.
All right, we'll do that next week.
All right. Talk to you then.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our website, view.guttertrash.net, or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.